Good evening, Bulldog fans. Welcome back for episode 2, season 5 of Bulldog TV. And I've got a different set of faces this week. Praise the Lord.
None any prettier.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to introduce these fine gentlemen. To my right is Mr. Calvin Bailey. Everybody knows Calvin, right? Calvin's been around here a long, long time, class of 1990.
Sorry.
Just throwing everything out there.
Yeah.
215.
Thank you, Calvin, for dedicating your time to be here today. To my left, Mr. Alex Farmer, no relation. Yes, he is. He's my youngest son. And he is a class of 2010. He holds the distinction of having been on a team that won the area tournament, which is going on this week. And so he's very proud of that. Go Dogs, right?
That's right.
And down there also on the left is Mr. Clint Thompson. Go fellas.
285.
He's a freshman. All right.
He's
a freshman.
Hey,
Clint,
before we
thank
move
you.
off from that, how about an awesome week for basketball this past week? They had what, 3 games here, local, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. We won all the games except the one. Pleasant Valley beat the girls, but outside of that, the JV, the boys, and the girls all won this week. So,
Great week.
especially on senior night. That was amazing. It was awesome. It was good to get that out of the way, and everybody kind of walked out on a win last home game. So
I had missed a lot of basketball this year for personal reasons. Some were family-related illnesses and such. But I made it a plan. I'm going to be here all week, and I was here. I got here as early as I could. Some nights I couldn't get. They start at 4:30, so it's a little early for the working guys. But I did capture the varsity boys every night, and well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. You guys got the student section, Clint. I think you have accomplished your goal of bringing back that dead student section from years ago.
Well, I mean, and even Coach Carpenter's complimented me a couple of times on that. So it's nothing for me to make a fool of myself. So hey, why not do it for the school?
Yeah,
I think
the wrestling mask and the flips.
Yeah.
Are just a little bonus.
Like I don't think like I'm just now getting my voice back from that. We did have a game in Tuscaloosa County Friday night that did not go our way on any one of the games. But I was sitting there and talking to some of the people next to me and said, I'm so glad I'm not cheering at this game because I don't know if I could. Like it's so physically draining to do that, just to yell. And we did it for all the girls' game on senior night and all the boys' game on senior night. And of course, you got the emotion of the boys, the 2-point win right there at the very, very end. And, I needed a break. I needed a massive break. And but I'm glad it's back. So
you
Coach
got it back.
Was very
Don't lose. Keep it up. I remember it's not been too many years ago. You went over there and sat with the student section. They were like,
"Oh yeah,
who's this guy right here? We don't even know who this guy. Who's this older guy? Not old, but older guy then." And now I think they all know who Clint Thompson is.
I think
comfortable.
So. Well, I've tried to tell people, I said, y'all are only seeing a glimpse.
Right.
Just a smidge.
Even though I was younger then, y'all are only seeing a glimpse of what prime Clint Thompson was.
Well, maybe we can get Prime back here.
Maybe so.
Prime's a new name for some.
Okay, so we're going
Thompson.
We're going to have a whole group of people in jerseys and
hey, I hope that it grows even more than what it is. Like
Clint's.
The other night was really nice because we had a lot of participation from the students, but I hope it grows even more from there. So you guys that are coming up, you juniors and sophomores that are coming up, come to the game, support your team because it makes a big difference. There might be some games where we're overmatched and really don't have a chance, and that it can always be the great equalizer. So I challenge anybody to come out next season and help out.
And those times of the games really make a huge difference just because you can actually have fun in high school.
Oh, 100%.
And doing that kind of stuff, I mean, that just brings it to
well, and there's a line, obviously. I mean, you want to be respectful to the other teams and other coaches and whatnot, but you can have your fun and still make an impact.
What about the refs?
The refs are fair game. Good call, Mr. Shiny Headband.
It's not been too many years ago we visited our brethren over at Westbrook. And they had a student section that sat on their gyms, their stages on the end, and they had that thing packed with students, and it was brutal.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't have that, and I like when you have opposing groups,
like
that, or just eating each other alive. It really makes for a great atmosphere at basketball.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes.
How about what is a junior high game? Wasn't it Disc Q? that had a band.
They did.
This was middle school basketball,
Yeah.
and they had like an opening how Raglan does at the end of the court, and their band was all in there playing while the game was going.
For middle school.
For middle school.
Right, right. I know Ohatchee does that some in high school
Really?
at their home place.
Also, I think Springwell maybe has had a band in the stands, but not
Really?
not junior high. It's been high school.
Well, we've had a pep band
Last year,
before. Like, just if those guys want to come and do it, and they're more than welcome to. I know we've had that before, but
I was part of that in high school.
Yeah.
We had. I mean, it's nothing new. It's just it kind of got shoved aside. I think over
Sure.
the years. I mean, first of all, you got to have students that's willing to show up.
right.
Because you need everybody in the band to kind of be there, right?
Sure.
So
At least the
you
core
need a
groups
team,
anyway.
You
Yeah.
need a band. So, but it does all those elements to me add to the overall atmosphere of the
Absolutely.
game and what you experience, what you get when you go to a game like that. All right, guys. Before I get too far, I kind of overlooked this, but we are presented by Radiance Technologies. It is our major sponsor now for this program, and we also have a lot of our other green sponsors that I'm going to be dropping in during our show tonight. And so let's we have welcomed our viewers. Community news is something we want to always touch on for each and every show we do here. If any of you guys have any community news or anything that you're involved with either your students or family, church, whatever, and I've got one here that Kevin knows what I'm about to do there. So why don't we just do that now? Sir?
Go ahead.
February 18th at First Baptist Ashville, we have the Wild Game Dinner. And our guest this year is renowned fisherman Jimmy Houston, who obviously has a ministry, and he'll be coming to the church to speak. The dinner starts at 4:30. Tickets are on sale for $10. I can't stress what a value that is. If you like wild game food, and I think there's some other foods there occasionally that are not necessarily wild game for the children, or maybe somebody don't want to eat wild game but want to come to the show or come to the program. We have that too. Plus the door prizes, and I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about them because they seem to bother some people. It doesn't bother anybody that I know of in this room right here, but because most of them in here have several of those door prizes in their possession now.
Right.
But anyway, Clint, if you would
Yeah.
display that for us, kind of get nice and squared up straight there. Wild Game Dinner, First Baptist Church, February 18th at 4:30. Calvin Bailey, to my right, was part of the first one that I attended. I was actually a part of. I was a cook. So
Yeah, it's a fun time for everyone really involved. There's a lot of work behind it, obviously,
There
but the ministry that it's actually going out for is to reach men in the local area, not just necessarily Asheville, but the surrounding areas and everything like that. And what better way to bring in their attention as far as the ability to hear somebody who they see on TV occasionally, and then also have the opportunity to win, like you were saying, some prizes that are of high value. And we're just really looking forward to the opportunity to see what Jimmy's got to say to us, and then in turn just be able to experience the fellowship with the other fellows as well. So
we showcase it as for men and boys. However, I've seen some young ladies there with their fathers who have an interest in hunting.
yes.
So nobody's going to be turned away, obviously.
Right.
But it is a focus on men and boys as far as the ministry part's concerned. And it's a great event, and we have a lot of ladies that help us behind the scenes with the cooking and the food preparation and even the cleanup, and we so appreciate that. So there's that, and we'll be announcing that going forward until the event happens. Anyone else have anything? I got one more little small thing here, but not very small, but not as big as that maybe.
No, I don't. Other than track, outdoor track is getting ready to start up. I think practice for them starts this week, and as well as baseball. Baseball is right around the corner. They're practicing, waiting for basketball to get over with. I know we got a couple of basketballers there that are going to be part of the baseball team, so they're in full stride, just waiting on those guys right now.
And I've come through the facilities here at night, and I hear Coach Seals and Coach Monroe up there with the softball team. I think they're getting ready to fire up as well. So, and golf will be right around the corner.
Absolutely.
All these spring sports is exciting.
Big cleanup over there yesterday while I was here. I saw a lot of cleanup activity going on up
And
there.
then soccer too. Don't forget about soccer.
Oh, yeah,
I-
soccer. Yep,
I pass
yep.
by here all the time and see the lights on up there. So, and then I wonder myself, am I missing something? Am I supposed to be there?
That's right.
Asheville Middle School dance, Valentine dance on February 10th.
Alex, will you go with me?
Is it Friday? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
I can.
You're busy. You're busy washing
What
your hair.
time? What time is it? What time is the dance?
I guess.
I got practice at 7.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
There you go.
There you go.
I guess I can talk to Robin. I guess
That's true.
He could watch it.
It's $5 admission.
Oh, well, then never mind.
Concession, so you can't eat. Concession stand, so
All right then.
concessions are a really big deal, you know.
Well, they generate some money.
I went to a graduation event one time. They had concessions going there.
If they have
You get
$2
chicken
hot
fingers
dogs,
while
I'm
you
all
wash
about
your-
it. I'll go to anybody's graduation for $2 hot dog.
Excuse me, guys. I got a frog in my throat. All right, here we go.
Of course, the young guys have never heard that term, so it's killing them.
So, really?
Man, youth league news. I'm gonna look over to Alex Farmer. He is in youth league basketball, and he had a game yesterday. So you want to tell everyone what your role in youth league basketball is. You don't have to go into the whole, gamut of what youth league sports are, but you're in it. Your foot's in there.
Yes.
So
Yes. Coaching 7 and 8 year olds, boys and girls.
7 or 8 year boys and girls.
Yep. That's pretty much all I do. I don't coach any other teams. Brandon, he coaches like 3 different teams, I think. So, we had games on Saturday. We got games that are actually, I think they're divided up. They're going to be Thursday of this upcoming week, and then the Saturday also. We got some that are in Raglan. I think some that are going to be in Asheville.
We need more gyms. We got 2. We had 2 gyms going here yesterday on the campus. As a matter of convenience, spring registration is now open for softball, baseball, and t-ball.
Yeah, I saw Robin doing some stuff yesterday. Robin Bowling, doing some registration at the games, so you can sign up there also.
Now, how far along is the youth program as far as the season goes with basketball?
About 3, maybe 4 weeks in. They got about 3 more weeks left, plus the tournament, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know we've got like 4. We've got like 4 games left, but one Saturday my team plays 2 games in one Saturday. So
I got you.
yeah, I'd say about 3 or 4 weeks before the tournament starts.
Okay.
Tournament is February 27th through March the 4th. That gives you an idea. That's
So in
good.
February.
And that'll
So, yeah, a
run-
couple more weeks.
Typically, how it's set up, it'll start that Monday and run all the way to that Saturday.
Yeah.
Where you'll play games Monday, Tuesday, depending on how everything works out. I know we've had some dilemmas in the past where we had to play on a Wednesday, but usually it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then championship games that
Championships on Saturday. Yeah.
Very good.
Maybe I just dated myself. I said t-ball or it is cat ball. So is that y'all want? If either one of y'all know what to do, I don't know.
Yeah, you get to wear a ball cap. Yeah.
Next week here at the middle school, as we did this past Saturday, they have a table set up at the entrance to the basketball games where you can go ahead and register for the spring sports.
Okay.
And that was only set up at the middle school.
Right.
It wasn't, we would do both games at the middle school. We do them at the high school. There wasn't nobody set up at the high school. It was just the middle school. Which I don't think they had to double check. I don't know if they'll have that this weekend, considering the games are split between
Right.
2 different areas. So I don't imagine they're going to, but probably the following week they will.
I can tell you this: cat ball is a $100 registration fee. 3 and 4 years old must be 3 by January 1st of this year. The fee includes jersey, hat, and socks. Baseball, $150 registration fee. 5 to 12-year-olds. You have to be in those age bracket by April 30th of this year. In the group you play in, the fee includes uniform. Softball is also $150 registration fee. 5 to 12-year-old, age by December 31st of 2022. So you need to be at least 5 or no more than 12, I guess, by December 31st.
Right, Clint.
Right.
Hey, speaking of, did y'all see
Includes
where
uniform.
was it a junior high coach, a female
did
junior
see
high
that.
coach
Yes, I
had
did.
That-
dressed up as a player and somehow got caught, and of course she lost her job, and I think the other coaches did too. But how crazy is that? That
She
you're
balled out.
That you that you are over high school age if you're teaching. So I mean you're probably 22, 23, 24,
Yeah.
and you're going back to play middle school ball.
That's all.
22 years old. How many people had to be in on that deal? Because we would know that in 1 second flat if somebody stepped on the floor that
Well, she was.
didn't belong.
If I read it right, she was posing as another player that was not there,
Right.
and I think that's what got her exposed. Those people, the girl that wasn't there, her parents found out. or
That's
something.
crazy.
Wow.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, they lost the game even with her playing. Right. So.
Well, I mean they forfeited it, so technically
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, they lost it. I think they got beat on the scoreboard too.
That's
so.
crazy. Well, it's like that team, the COVID team, the football team during COVID that went
Yes,
out, and it was a bunch
yes.
of basically semi-pro players, and they
Yes.
still lost a really good high school team. Yeah,
Right.
it's the nerve of some people.
It's all about the W's.
That's right.
This world we live in is all I can say.
Well, she probably couldn't expose herself too much. If she started scoring,
Well, I don't
at
know.
will.
I mean, it's one thing when you jump into like a youth league practice and you're the guy distributing the ball, you're not ever shooting or anything, but not in a
She was-
game.
she was
Not in a
getting-
game.
She was getting to the basket. I saw. I saw on the videos.
That's good stuff.
Hey, area tournament's coming up. Maybe you want to suit up and put that 25 jersey on and
Got one more in you.
go shave first.
I don't know.
I
Kids
don't-
nowadays.
yeah, it's
I might
full
fit
beard.
right
That's
in.
true.
Well,
That's right,
yeah,
full beard.
True.
But I'm gonna have to make some type of dramatic change, I think, so I don't get recognized. I'm gonna have to shave my head.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nobody recognizes me anymore.
Exactly.
Interesting stuff, guys. All right, we've had we brought home some more bling yesterday. I'm gonna throw it to Calvin.
One more thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Soccer, youth league soccer, CUSA. You can sign up CUSAsoccer.com, or they've got the next meeting where you can sign up in person is February the 11th. In Southside, the McDonald's in Southside, February the 11th from 10 a.m. till 12 o'clock. We just always sign up online, is what we do. But if you do want to sign up in person, you can do that. You can look on their Facebook page, CUSA Soccer, look it up, and they'll have all the information on there also.
Now Merrill's done some of the older teams in that. Is that
That's
that
true,
correct?
and glad you brought that up. Merrill is going to be a guest here in maybe next week.
Okay,
or in the
all right.
upcoming week. I actually invited him for this week, but he was on a vacation in Jamaica.
Well,
So
good
he
for
came
him.
out making in from Jamaica.
Hey, man.
So, well, I think he's
Mom.
home, but probably jet lag. And he's
Right.
gonna come in here all sleepy and everything. So that's coming up. So
That's all I got.
all you got, all right?
Okay.
Just contact Merrill or Josh Kell, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So state indoor track meet was this past weekend, and there was a lot of success that took place. Emma Drinkard wound up finishing third in the 400 in the state in classes 4A, 5A. They combined those two. Joe Stevens wound up finishing 7th overall in the 800 and 6th overall in the 1600, and it was a new PR and school record in both of those, if I'm not mistaken. Taylor Knight finished 6th in the 1600 and 7th in the 3200. I asked her today, I saw her earlier today, and there weren't her personal PRs, but she did do well in the actual state tournament. And then the boys 4x8 wound up finishing 6th overall, and the girls 4x8 finished 15th overall. So that was the results of the Ashville Bulldogs indoor state track meet.
And as I understand, Joe broke his own record in at least one of those events.
in the 800.
Yeah.
He broke his own record in the 800, and then he beat one of the Knight brothers,
Probably Wyatt.
Wyatt,
Yeah,
on the 1600.
on the 1600.
Awesome. We've over the years track has been one of our
It really has.
strong sports here at Asheville High School.
Congratulations to those guys.
Congratulations!
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for.
And shout out to Coach Rogers, too, because she does a really great job with that team. So
Yes, she does. I see her running with them all the time, too. So
All right, guys.
all she's missing is a 2x4 to whip him into shape.
As far as the high school, can anyone provide any updates here? I know this is a pre-recorded show,
Sure.
so the area tournaments will be ongoing after we record the show.
Right.
But
So this show's
we'll
going
give
this show's going
results.
to drop on Wednesday. So obviously, you have to stay tuned to Asheville Athletics for the results. But the girls, they will play Aniana at Aniana Monday, and then the boys will play Etowah at Etowah on Tuesday.
Okay.
So then this show will drop on Wednesday. So you'll have to go to Asheville Athletics for the results of those. But here at the time of recording, best of luck to those guys in the area tournament coming up.
Very good.
And I just want to give a shout out to Coach Carpenter as well. I mean, the guy's coaching every team out there.
My goodness.
And
I'm tired. Like I can only imagine what he is.
it's good. I guess it's good to be young and single. So, but yeah, I mean, he does a great job with all those teams, and
Right.
just shout out to him. And his dad helps him out some. So really appreciate their efforts and with all those teams.
I have a feeling basketball is kind of
On the upswing,
we've launched
yeah, I
now.
think
We're
so.
kind of moving on up a little more.
Yeah.
We're getting some of the.
Obviously we couldn't do it without the upperclassmen that's been here to kind of help lay that foundation. But we've leaned from the boys' side. We've leaned very heavily on the freshmen coming up. I think there's 6.
We'll go back to what we said a while ago.
Yeah, there's 6,
They're
and then
freshmen.
at one point we had 5 freshmen on the court, and of course the student section had a "they're all freshmen" chant going, so it was pretty good. And we're excited. We're very excited for what's coming up.
I am. I know that. I love basketball. Because these guys, my sons played, and we've attended hundreds, I would say,
Oh,
of
absolutely.
basketball events from the top to the bottom. So,
Well, we've got to watch these kids.
Oh yeah,
You have, I have. I know you've showed up some events.
well, I've got these guys playing youth league.
Yeah.
On
All of them
not many years ago either.
from very little. Now they're here. Now they're playing varsity. I don't know
which is
whether-
what we were kind of hoping for and waiting for, because that's where that stuff starts. If you unfortunately wait till your high school years come in, you're going to be kind of behind the times. So not saying that you can't do it. It's just you're going to work really, really hard to get to that point. And thankfully, these boys and girls have put in a lot of work on the front side, and we're reaping the benefits of it now. And as they get older and kind of learn the speed of the game and the techniques to use and things like that, sky's the limit. Really, it is. So it's an exciting time for all sports, really, but basketball in particular right now.
Let me drop a few of these nice green sponsors here
Right.
to thank these guys for helping us out from year after year. First Baptist Church, Ashville, Kell Realty, Shaw's Barbecue, ate there this week. J&B Services. I need their services coming up on one of my trucks. So please, shop locally. In other words, keep your money at home as much as possible. So these people write the big checks every year to help sponsor us. So we'll have a few more in a moment. We'll give you some more of those people you can go spend your money with. Clint,
Yes.
we have a new feature here as we have entered the digital age. Not recently, but we're getting a lot of new toys here we can
Right.
play with from time to time. We can view sports from almost anywhere in the world,
Absolutely.
from the gym at Ashville High School all the way to Tokyo, maybe. So tell us about this new T1 Sports Watch Live and On Demand. Can you elaborate just a little bit on that?
Absolutely. So T1 Sports is a feature from Huddle. They offer an app on your phone where you can log in, and if there's any recorded, post-recorded, or newly recorded feature from any of our sports, it is there. So you can pay a monthly fee. I think it's $8 a month, or you can pay a 1-year subscription fee, which I think is $75 a year, and go back and watch any of these older basketball games that's been uploaded. I know I think the home football games are uploaded because we have the Huddle Focus up there, and that's going to be a service that we provide going forward. So if you want to watch an Asheville High football game and you're not able to attend, your $8 a month or $75 a year, you can watch it there on T1. So we've
cool.
got it. It's very nice. The infrastructure of it works very well. So I strongly suggest. I mean, everybody's got a subscription to something nowadays. So if you want to follow the Bulldogs, then I highly suggest it.
So just cancel one of your Netflix or Hulu. And that should
Hey, those are
cover
going
it.
up anyway, so might as well jump on this one.
Yeah,
Right?
they're jumping up,
So-
$12, $13. This one's only $8.
Well, and it's a really neat feature because we've got some kids who are attending our school right now whose dad is in the military
Sure.
and is out on the West Coast.
Right.
So he's always, trying to stay in touch with his kids as much as he
Absolutely.
can and everything like that. So with that particular type of, you say it's an app, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah,
With
T1
that,
app.
With that particular app, I mean, it's just, it's limitless. you
Right.
know.
And then I believe all of our, when it is live at the time of the event is going on, I still believe that we are on YouTube, at least for the live. We're still there. And,
didn't see it on
Asheville
there.
Athletics. Okay.
I didn't see it on.
Now, I might be speaking out of tongue there, but I know after it's done and as it's live, you can watch it on T1.
You can still watch it for free live. Correct?
Right. Right.
But in order to see the recorded ones, you have to have the T1 app.
Correct.
Right. Gotcha.
Which is kind of pleasing to me to some degree, but I used to try to come video as many games as I could to give our viewers something. Usually I do a highlight because it was hard to upload an hour-long game.
Oh, yeah.
It's much easier to upload a 6-minute highlight or whatever. I still like doing those, and I think I still have a product that's different than the huddle thing.
Oh, absolutely.
But now, instead of trying to record these games and distribute them on a DVD, which is slowly dying, the DVD is going by the way of the dinosaur. Now they can use this. 5 years from now, can go back and watch these games. I suppose
Should be able to. We're trying to expand the library of older games as we go as well.
Right.
But at least from X date going forward, they should be there. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Batting cages. That's a new thing around here. Last week, Nick and I went up and we did a little video clip of the structure that was there last week, and it's totally changed by this week. And so, Mr. Aaron Garvich over there at Master Control, can you provide us a little video there of what I shot yesterday, please? That's last week. Yeah, should be one from this week. It's not hurting anything, but that's what I shot last week.
There's Nick.
There's Nick.
Yeah,
That was
Nick.
that was Nick last week though.
That's right.
Not,
I don't think I see one for this week.
Well, he loaded the wrong one then.
well,
Are you kidding me?
well. Since this video here has been up, we've had a roof added, and then as of last week as well, we had concrete poured. So we're slowly getting there.
Yeah, it's 90% complete. We'll be doing some electrical here shortly, getting it installed. We've already got our nets, looking at cable systems, and I was out there a little bit earlier and saw some proof of that actually taking place as well. And I tell you, it's you say that it's been happening here recently. This has been a project that probably originally started in like 2019. We were going to do batting cages, redo the batting cages at each field, just the single ones. And there was some, long story short, there was some issues that took place at that particular time, and then COVID hit. And then, so we didn't know if we were going to have baseball or school or anything at that particular time. So we decided not to invest in anything at that particular moment. And then whenever we got back and started rolling from COVID, everybody decided, if we were fortunate to have a couple of past alumni to give us some donations that we can probably do a little bit more. And so the coaches were looking at possibly doing an indoor batting facility, but that was just going to be way outside of what we could be able to do at that time. Because anytime that you have an enclosure, you have to have bathrooms and all this other stuff that go along with it, and we didn't want to go that route. So, but if you get a chance and you're dropping by the school, you're dropping off your kids, or whatever, you're coming at a basketball game or here shortly with the baseball and softball going on, it's a really neat structure to be able to see. I know all the a lot of the past students who've already graduated say, "Man, why didn't we have something like that whenever we were there?" Yes, I know, but that's just the nature of the beast. As time goes on, more things come in, and so it's going to be a really good feature for our future baseball and softball teams.
It is. Aaron, if you can find that,
I'll see what I can do.
we can come back to it. I really wanted the people to see what a big change it was done this week, and so apologize for that. But maybe we'll get that on at a later date, maybe before the show's over.
And just to reiterate, Mickey, I want to say those green sponsors that you had mentioned earlier are really all of our sponsors, green and white sponsors, banner sponsors, I mean, the list is endless. Just regular donations. Not even necessarily getting anything for their money, but they're dropping some money off to the Sports Foundation and all the different events that each sport is coming up with, their particular fundraisers and stuff. We're not able to do any of this stuff without those
Right.
particular donations, and we certainly do appreciate that. Appreciate all the hard work that all these construction workers and contract companies have been doing and assisting with. I tell you, man, it's just really, really cool to see it come into fruition, and know what's going to be able to be taken advantage of because of that later on down the road.
And we're not done yet.
Not done
There's
yet.
more.
That's more to come.
I'll go ahead and drop a few more of these sponsors right now, since we're on that subject. The Rose Chapel, which is a brand new venue.
Used to be
I
the old
wanna
supper
call
club.
It, yeah, I want to call it a Tala, but it's so close to Steele.
Mhm.
It's right on the county line area of St. Clair County, on US 11. The Rose Chapel, and I helped make the commercial for that that's being run on the basketball games, and very nice facility. I got a lot of pictures from indoors. Looks like they can also handle not just weddings, but they can handle other events. If you wanted to have a big party, maybe you want to have a family reunion.
Like a Division I signing party.
Something along those lines, yes.
Write that down so we won't forget that. And everybody has a big family, right? I mean, most of the time we have an event, you try to have over at your house, and
Yeah.
you can't even walk.
Right.
I'd love to do that sometime. Just rent us a place and have the room to do it.
It's got the area. I mean, what was it? The awards we did last year.
The Ospies, yeah, we had it at that
Well, it was-
location last year.
That's
It was
right.
packed house.
Yeah.
And I think they have a lot of vendors themselves that can, such as maybe a band, floral arrangement services, on and on and on. You can get those. They can help you find that if you need that for your event.
That's correct.
So we give the Rose Chapel a little long plug there. Jan K Tire, can't say enough about Kurt Nash and those guys in the steel. I mean, I've been doing business with them since 1999. They're always there. They've always provided support for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, big shout out to Kurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. And Mikasita, 8:30 today.
Top notch.
So always on Sunday, y'all know that. You don't find me on Sunday at 11:30. Go to Mikasita's. We
Same
try to
table.
support those guys. Same table usually. The farmers take up the biggest table. Sometimes we have to plug another one in to get everybody around it. So
Yeah. They moved us to the back, though. We used to be in the front.
precursor to my Sunday afternoon nap. Calvin.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Smith Tomato. I knew the founder of that business. Smith Tomato. They have expanded or expounded. Which one?
Expanded.
English teacher?
Expanded.
Expanded. Okay. Their operation into retail also, if you want to call it that. It's still a good price on stuff. I went up this past year. They had a U-Pick feature. They say, go to that field down there where the flag's flying or whatever, go to that pass out, it's on the right. Take you a bucket, like $5 if it hadn't went up this year, this coming fall, $5 a bucket for tomatoes. You help raise tomatoes, you know what work goes into planting and raising those things and getting them to look good. I thought that was pretty cool. Go up there and pick us a bucket of tomatoes for $5.
Yeah.
So, and they have peppers, they have all the fresh vegetables that they do raise right there on the farm. And they also bring in some other items like jellies and jams and honey.
And they have vendors there from time to time as well, so keep.
Yeah,
an
they
eye
have
out
a
for them.
fall festival
Yep.
too at times.
Yeah.
Okay. Piggly Wiggly. What I got to say about them?
Down home, down the
Get home-
street.
Down home, down the street, right here in Ashville.
Another thing to touch on Smith Tomato is the farm wife and company right on the square. They're owned by the same people.
That's right.
They're
Put a gun to my head. I can't tell you the name of it. What is it?
That's the farm wife and company.
Oh.
That's what they're called. Yeah.
It's okay, Mickey.
Spare me.
Chad
Hey,
and Esther Smith.
I graduated in 90. You graduated a few years before I
Yeah,
did, so
I
it
know,
comes.
man. We still use the abacus back. 1, 2.
Check them out on Facebook, and then of course they've got ice cream.
Alex being
stuff like
professional, trying to move and all.
That's all right. I want everybody
that. Hey,
chatting.
you just gotta smooth it over.
That's right.
it.
Asheville drugs, man, they're usually the link between being sick and getting better, right? So,
Yep.
a lot of drugstores out there. I mean, you can't go 5 miles without passing a drugstore, but keep that money at home. These guys do great service for our community. I think I said one time in a commercial, they're committed to service and committed to the community, right?
Right,
So
and
that's
we've
their
got
slogan.
really two great pharmacies here in our
do.
town. You've got the Ashville Drugs, and you also got Shelton Pharmacy.
Shelton County Pharmacy.
And so both of them, I'm talking about, they just do outstanding for their customers and their service.
Harris Tree Service.
Trees are everywhere.
Trees are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Hey, if y'all haven't seen Kevin Harris here lately, he's got a rocking mustache. Too.
Does
Really?
Y'all should see it.
Like 70s
Oh,
style,
it's nice.
like Burt Reynolds and all
It's
that.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Shout
said,
out to Kevin
Yeah,
Harris.
he said for about 2 weeks he'll have it, and after that he'll shave it off. But
Why does that happen, Calvin?
he said it was
I
the
had
hunt-
one
he-
for years,
He said
right?
it's the hunting season blues. He said hunting season's winding down. He had a full beard. He shaved it down to a mustache.
This guy does that too. He'll
I want to.
he'll
right
shave
now.
that beard on his way to shaving everything, but he leaves the mustache for like 2 days just to get a little pub, and then he moves on, he shaves it off, and he starts all over
Hey, it's
again.
an attention game.
Hey, the Facebook correspondence between him and Billy Wakefield a lot of times is absolutely spot
Got a
on.
whole Facebook page.
Yeah,
It is a
yeah.
whole place.
If y'all hadn't figured out, my mustache was
Kinda
for sale
died
at
right
one
now.
point, thanks to Billy Wakefield.
I remember that was. I mean, everybody had that. Everybody had that mustache going in the '80s, late '70s, early '80s. It was big time. Just go look at some of those yearbook pictures. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, mine's very spare, so I'm not part of that club.
Harris Tree Service. You got trees hanging over your house. You got to get some trees down. You got a dead tree. He's got all the equipment. I've seen it. You come out there and knock that thing out, clean it up, and he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a wonderful job. Very professional. To finish out the sponsors, I kind of omitted one, but I'll say this one. Argo Power and Equipment,
Hey.
located in Argo, Alabama. X-Mark, that's a brand, right? Steel, and Big Green Egg. Now I want a Big Green Egg. And I have to ask myself how it feels to
Alex.
want, because I haven't got one yet. So.
Hey, Father's Day's in June, everybody.
You and Brandon going to have to get together and buy your dad for Father's Day a green egg.
Alex said they do make knockoff brands too that look like a Big Green Egg, but I don't know. I have a cousin in Pensacola, Florida that cooks on one. I've ate some of his cooking on it, and he swears it's the best grill ever. That's his opinion, but Big Green
Yeah.
Egg is still
Considering
around.
what we cook on
Well,
and what we consider the best, what we got at home.
yeah, we made one out of a 55-gallon drum, and it's not bad. It's that thing. It's
Not
turned out
bad.
quite
It's
a
the
few
one that
things.
we use.
It is the one we use.
Tastes like
Kinda
10W30, but hey,
rusting
we're good.
The Big Green Egg is a ceramic. It reminds me of a kiln.
Yeah.
KILN
Yep.
that you fire ceramics in. It is ceramic, so you can fire a steak in there, I guess, and you get a different outcome than you do. If you
Right.
just
It's more of a
put it on a
smoker.
grill.
It takes very little, it takes very little heat to really cook it, or very little
Yeah.
fuel to cook it. But
All right, I get
But-
it, guys. I'll look into it. Jeez.
Argo
Moving on.
Power, your Big Green Egg dealer.
That's right.
X-Mark Steel. They have all your hand tools, all your trimmers, your zero-turn lawnmowers and such.
Yeah, Anthony might not want me to say this, but I think they do a fair amount in Cub Cadet parts also.
Gotcha.
Cub Cadet.
Don't kill me for that, Anthony.
It's an old lawnmower name there. Began back in the early 60s, Cub Cadet. Okay, thank you, Argo Power. All right, guys. We have a golf team here at Asheville High School.
we do.
It is a
Yeah.
school sport.
Has the greatest set of golf coaches you've ever seen or heard of.
They do.
Now,
Absolutely.
I used to play golf, Clint, but then they closed putt-putt in Rainbow City, and that ended all that. Okay, so why don't you tell us what is the current status of the Asheville golf team and what you got in mind? And Clint, you are a coach.
I apparently
And the bus
Coach
driver.
Wilson has volunteered my services to be a coach. I don't
nice
know.
of him.
Well, I don't know how much I'm going to tell these guys other than just keep hitting it. So,
Right.
but we're going to have a lot of fun and
Hit it straight, guys. Hit it
whatnot.
straight.
So, yeah, stop making it curve, God. Just hit it straight. It's not that hard. But no, looking forward to it. We are. I think we just had a meeting not too long ago. We've got, I think, 14 total students, 10 boys and 4 girls that's going to partake. Home course is going to be, as it has been the past couple of years, Twin Bridges there in Gadsden. Those guys do a good job, with us and for us. Got some matches coming up. We're going to take on Lincoln, Fayetteville. St. Clair, Moody, and Etowah this year at certain times. We are planning on getting started up right at the end of February, 1st of March. Then our first matches, I think, is first part of April. So hopefully some of the wet weather will get out. That's usually been the biggest hang-up when it comes to golf, as it has been the past couple of seasons for us. There at Twin Bridges, unfortunately, when it rains, everything kind of gets soggy, so they shut down the driving range and whatnot. So we do have the virtual range over in Moody. We're going to take some time and go over there. And try to do the best that we can, obviously, but we looking forward to it. Mays obviously is on the golf team. He's been there for a couple of years. We've got Jacob Hanley's been there as well, and then we've got a couple of new ones, I believe. Anthony's son Austin is gonna join in with us this year too. So I do want to say that in high school I gave golf a pretty bad rap. I mean, it's a ball and it's a stick. How hard is it? Well, boys, it's way harder to hit that ball than it is than you really think it is. But nowadays, everybody's got a golf team. All these junior colleges, the community colleges, and whatnot. So if you guys are interested in playing golf, come see myself or Coach Wilson. We'll get you set up. Scholarships abound, especially on the female side. Coach Wilson's already been in contact, I think, with Jeff State with a couple of our female golfers coming up about scholarship for the female golfers. So
it's a great way to pay for some college.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, I know instances where, there's been girls that don't really play golf, but they're some sort of an athlete, and they'll pick up the golf scholarship, go out there and whack it a couple of times, and they get the schooling paid for a couple of years. So even if it's not your forte, if you're an athlete and you think that's something you might want to look into, absolutely, I highly recommend it. So, and
like you said, Clint, whenever I was in high school, I made fun of it.
Gosh!
But like Mickey, I would definitely go hit up the old putt course. I love that.
So much fun. I miss that.
I love that stuff.
I miss that. Family, take the whole family.
I never could really put two and two together until I actually played for the very first time, and I thought, hey, this is very frustrating, but it's also a lot of fun.
Well, and I think the thing that gives it the most rewarding part of it to me is, like, okay, if you and I go and play, we're playing against each other, but at the end of the day, you're playing against yourself. So if you're very, kind of introverted person where you don't really like the team aspect of it. Now we do team, the scoring is team.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it is you versus you.
Right.
So, if you can go out there and you can, and there's a lot that's mental with it too. So, we're planning on having a great season this year. We do have a couple of matches. We're going to go to Farm Links. I don't know if you guys ever played out at Farm Links.
That'll be fun.
It's a very nice course. So we're looking forward to that. And then also over at Alpine Bay as well. They have a good course over there too. So looking forward to it. And like I said, we're going to get started here toward the end of the month. And then our first matches are going to be first part of April.
I got an idea.
Okay.
Just maybe you could take the guys out one day when it's not, you're not under pressure to practice or anything, to have a round of golf.
Sure.
And take these guys and it'd be like, shirts versus skins or whatever, How about that?
I don't think that's how the skins games work. So I've been told.
That's right.
All right. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you done? I mean, I don't want to
Yes, sir.
rush you.
I'll go as long as we're playing best ball.
Yeah, well, that's always that's always when you have the most fun, especially when you're not very good at golf.
Right.
It's okay. We're gonna play the best ball out of all of them, and you put your best golfer at the end and say, "All right, man, come save us," because we're all in the woods somewhere.
How many mulligans do you get if you tag along? I mean, is that
technically zero?
Zero? Okay.
But the kids, the biggest part is is learning the rules of golf, because you got to know what a par is and what that means, and you got to distance your clubs, and in order to win the hole, what it means. Okay, this guy just went triple bogey. What does that mean for me if I'm only on my second shot and it's a par 5? So I mean they've got to sit there and kind of figure that kind of stuff out. But like I said, it's going to be a fun time, and we got a little bit of young experience coming back, but we've got some older guys that's going to give us some leadership as well, and we're going to have a good time with it.
And to assist with pace of play, you was talking about mulligans. To assist with pace of play, if it's still the way it was a few years back, if it's a par 3 and you're already on your 6th shot, after you do your 6th shot, you can pick the ball up and just put down the 6 and be done with it and go on to the next.
Yeah,
hole.
it's usually double par.
Double par.
So if it's a par 5, you get 10 shots. If you're going more than 10, you just pick it up, give yourself 10, and keep going. So,
Right.
That make it easy on me.
Yeah.
Just going to score this card out. I'm going to go back to the.
Usually about hole 14 or 15, I got a couple of DNFs on mine where it's just like, I didn't finish that hole. That hole made me mad. So
While we're on golf, let me give you a little inspirational story that happened during my lifetime. I was in the used car business coming right out of high school. I didn't own a business, but I worked there. Was acquainted with a gentleman named Mr. Lindsay from Gadsden. His son was named Ken Lindsay, and he always told me about his son Ken, who was a golf pro in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, cool. But he threw that name at me enough, I began to notice it in the newspaper. And all of a sudden, he started moving up from being a golf pro, and he got into the PGA ranks. And he started moving up and made his way all the way to the president of the PGA.
Oh, wow.
And beyond, I think you never really step out of that picture as long as you're physically able. You're always on some kind of board advisory. But he started as a caddy at the golf course in Glencoe, and I know it's affiliated with the steel plant. I don't know what the name of that. I'm sure it's still there now.
Briarmead is what it's called.
Is it
now.
Briarmead now?
Yeah.
That's where he started as a caddy. He worked his way from a caddy there all the way to the president of the PGA. So it can be done.
Well,
That's neat.
I've got some stories too. I can't tell them here. Involve my dad. So yeah.
Well, there's always that story about some golf balls in the lake over and around Jacksonville. But
yes.
let's don't get into that. But
I want to hear more about it.
it'll be action.
Well, I know a podcast you can listen to. And speaking of podcasts, I will say
That's right.
we formatted this to be a podcast as well as
Yes.
a video outlet as well. I listened to last week's episode. You guys did a really great job. I really enjoy the podcast format because I'll watch as long as I can, and then when I'm working, I'll go to the podcast format and continue listening. And it was really good format that we decided to go with this year.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed it. I've appreciated that.
And it can be accessed on your favorite
On
podcast.
all your favorites, you can watch it
Apple
on
Podcasts.
Facebook. You can watch it on Spotify, and then you can listen to it on any of the formats there.
And I'm told, Nick told me, you can access it, search Bulldog TV,
Yep.
and you'll get you there.
Yep. And of course, just to follow it, and then you can rate it after that. And absolutely recommend it for anybody that's on the go. I know Brandon. He mentioned that when he's cutting yards and things like that, just earbuds in and keep going, and that way you don't necessarily have to. Like with Facebook, you cut your phone off, it's gone. You can't really listen to it. But now when it's a podcast format, you can.
Yeah.
So for those that are out there, looking for something, a way to keep up without having to watch it, I highly recommend it.
Well, I drive a lot. I cover the Southeast, do my job, and it's real cool to start one up, and then you can pause it, get out and do some work for a while, and get back in the truck.
Come right back
head it
into
an
it.
hour to the next job, and you can pick up and listen to it again, and listen to it over and over. Go back and listen to old podcasts, and such as I've listened to you guys' podcast even the one I was on. I got to listen to that one. So
is this now the real hometown podcast?
Well, it's up for debate. We'll talk about it later.
I'm just playing Coach Murphy.
I kind of rode over some of these sponsors. As I got on down the list, Calvin, I started expanding, and so I don't want to leave these guys short-handed here. So, especially our church, First Baptist Ashville. Why don't you do a little plug there invite people to our wonderful church.
Well, our Sunday services. We do
We
have
got
the
that.
wild-
We did that plug.
we
This
do-
is a different plug.
Yeah, we do have the Wild Game Dinner coming up. But yeah, so Sunday services, we have a Sunday school small group starting at 9 o'clock. Then our actual Sunday morning worship service starts at 10. We finish up at 11. Of course, many of you guys who have watched us over the years, Dr. Jay Stewart was our pastor, and he's moved on to a different position with the State Board of Missions. And so we have currently got Dr. Ken Alford as our interim pastor right now. He's doing a really, really good job preaching God's Word, and would love for you guys to be able to visit us on that. Also on Wednesday nights, I'll put a plug in for our WNL Wednesday Night Live crew. Our youth group is called that, so we usually get kicked off around 5:45 and finish up at 7. So any of you guys who are interested and don't have a church home, feel free to come and hang out with us. We have a lot of good times, a lot of fun. and then hopefully a lot of learning what God's Word teaches us. So, but yeah, great church to be a part of. I mean, we've got people from all around. It's not just here in Asheville. We've got people from Rainbow City and Pell City and other different areas that come and visit our church and our members as well.
Calvin does a great job with the youth, and you guys are always going somewhere. I know you've been, probably in the last 12 months, you've been to Gatlinburg for the year, the annual event there.
Right.
All the way to the beach.
We have,
That's
yeah. We
we
travel.
You're
and then
traveling much.
This past weekend, we actually went to some breakout rooms and had a lot of fun doing that. So the kids really enjoyed that. So we do have a lot of fun and fellowship. I mean, you guys know as well as I do. As you go throughout life, you surround yourself with the people that you tend to trust to help you through this thing called life. Exactly, right there, the PDA right there. But it's really, really true. I've heard this saying, and it seems to be pretty accurate. If you surround yourself with 10 millionaires, chances are you'll wind up being the 11th. And if you surround yourself with 10 guys who are struggling with abuse, substance abuse or different things along those lines, chances are you'll wind up being the 11th. And that's not necessarily the case, for everybody. Everybody has different stories and situations that take place. But when you do surround yourselves with a group of people that you have fun with, you have same interest in common and everything like that, and it's good fun, kind of like, you're talking about on the basketball home games, whenever you got just having a fun time, experiencing high school. Fun times experiencing life is really good because whenever difficult times do come your way, then those same people are around you and they'll lift you up and they'll support you, and and it makes a tremendous difference.
Thank you, Calvin. Also, Kell Realty, and that's Josh Kell and the Kell family, real estate business right there on the square in Asheville. If you are looking to purchase a piece of property or sell a piece of property, you need to go see these guys. They do a wonderful job. Been in business for a long time. Founded by late Paul Kell. Built that thing right out of the ground here in Asheville, Alabama, and they are a proud supporter of the Asheville Bulldogs. Go back to Shaw's Barbecue. Now, Skip Shaw is now the owner of the oldest restaurant or longest running restaurant in Asheville. Some 30, there's a little bit of controversial as what time he actually took over. I'm going to say 1988. So 88 to the year of our Lord 2023 would equal, help me out, mathematicians, 35 years or so, something like that.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. So he's been cooking a lot of barbecue over there.
54 years. That's good.
40 years. That's for grab. Alex Farmer.
73 years. Is your house on fire, Clark?
I'll tell you about Skip. You won't meet a more determined individual. He doesn't let anything beat him down. He lost that structure to a fire about a year and a half ago. And, he had some around him saying, Skip, you're 65 years old, whatever, won't you just hang it up? He didn't listen. He spent about 6 months building that thing back, and I'm telling you guys, the first Saturday he was open, you couldn't get a parking place.
No, you couldn't.
God, the first Saturday,
Every Saturday since.
15th Saturday after that.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of a happening place. You can go in there and you can experience a lot of different conversation. You can eat some good food.
Absolutely.
Miss Amanda in there, she does a great job.
Great job. They serve a wonderful breakfast. I've had the breakfast. I don't usually get by there for breakfast on a regular basis, but when I do, it's good. They start early. I'm thinking 6. Maybe
I think it's 7.
I tell you what, go at 7. You'll be safe.
Yeah,
and
I think it's 7.
they do close. They serve the lunch on through about 3 o'clock, except on Fridays.
Fridays they do the fish fry.
They do the fish fry, and Friday is fish day. And they do that till about 8 o'clock at night. And then on Saturdays, back to 7 to 3, I think.
Yeah.
So, but Skip Shaw, a long-time supporter, played basketball for the Bulldogs back in the 70s, been to state tournament.
One thing I want
He's a
to
good
say
one.
about Skip, too, we were there with some of our freshmen basketball players and whatnot, and he took time to kind of talk to them and, give him a couple of insights from his playing days and whatnot. And, it's amazing how kids soak up certain things from certain people. You know, it's like with my son Mays. You know, if I tell him something, if I take out the trash, it's gonna be 30 minutes later. But if somebody else was to do it, you know, it's like immediately kind of thing. So, you know, if I tell him, hey, you got to box out and rebound, okay, yeah, whatever. And when you're out the other, but if you hear from somebody else that's done it and experienced it, you know, it goes a long way for those guys. So I know that Skip takes that time and talks to those guys, and they do appreciate it. So
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, right? So I'm gonna do my best to Skip Shaw imitation. Big Daddy, right? Heavy hitter, right? When you go in, Skip's gonna acknowledge you're in there,
will.
and that's one thing a lot of businesses don't do.
Right.
And I think that's a key to success.
Right.
You show you start when the customer walks in the door. You let them know you appreciate that they even come in the door. Much less, you know. And so, go Skip's on Saturday and good luck finding a parking place. But I mean, he's got some. If you
Or
get in
table.
that door, if you can get inside the door, get your food, you're gonna enjoy it. So
Right.
that's Shaw's Barbecue. One more, J&B Services, our friend Bubble Wheels. Been working on trucks, I guess, pretty much since he was
Pick up a
kid.
wrench.
Well, probably pick up a wrench because I know his father worked on them, and I've been over to his shop, done some video work over there. If you got a big rig of some kind, dump truck, triaxle trailer, I'm not going to cover everything he probably works on, but I've seen him do tire work and brake work on the big rigs. I know there's a lot of that stuff out here running. A lot of guys watching may have their own backhoe business, and they need help with the trucks, like me. They'll see Bubba. J&B Services. They're in the industrial park in Ashville, around the circle. They're on the south side. I don't know if I sort of lose my bearings when I get in there, which way is north or which way is south. But it would be on the opposite side of the ball fields.
Right.
Where he's located. So they've been with the Bulldogs a long time. He's got kids that's been through school here and played sports and a lot of other things. They've always been supportive. So thank you, Bubba at J&B Services. All right, guys. Show's done. Except it's time to talk SEC. Your favorite part of the show, Clint. I'm not gonna mess with y'all much. Y'all just start throwing things out and
Well, National
basketball.
Signing Day for football was this past week. A couple of SEC teams racked up. Alabama, I think, was ranked #1 class in the nation. Auburn, they had a very not surprising. They had a very strong finish to the recruiting class, and you know, I think, you know, love him or hate him, I know he's been kind of controversial. I think Hugh Freeze is doing good things at Auburn in the meantime, anyway. You know, and I think he had talked about getting spring practice rolling as early as February, I believe. So that could be right around the corner as well. So it'll be interesting to see what he does in the next couple of years. And I think there's some other SEC programs that you know did a really good job with their recruiting this past week as well. So, and of course you got basketball. Bama is still ranked #4 right now. They just come off a big win at LSU, and Auburn. Don't want to say anything bad about Auburn, but I think they kind of got shafted a little bit in that Tennessee game, especially that last no call right there at the very, very end. So
Tennessee was *2, or is #2.
they are #2.
Don't forget that.
Auburn was at Tennessee. Very low scoring game. I unfortunately had to work Saturday, so whenever I came back in from work, I picked up literally the last little bit of that game. They were trying to get into overtime. Tennessee was trying to throw the ball in, and Auburn's defense was just unbelievable. The way they kept them in the backcourt and couldn't let them get out, and they ended up turning the ball over. You know, Auburn got it, cut the lead down. It was 3 at that point. Cut it down to 1. Tennessee came back. They fouled, went back to 3. Auburn had it with about 17 seconds to go, I guess, which is kind of eerily about what we had when we played Cedar Bluff on Thursday. But Auburn, Wendell Green couldn't make the 3-point land. But like I said, he on the shot and the follow through, he was fouled, and neither one was called. Pearl was livid, needless to say. But you know,
he chased that ref around.
yeah, he chased that ref for a solid 3 minutes, and then it was funny too to watch him because he was yelling at the refs and he'd shake a hand. He'd yell at the refs and he'd shake a hand, and finally the coach came up. And I think it's about when he finally had calmed down enough to, you know, hug his neck, you know, say a word like coaches do, and then move on. But Bad no call, even from a Bama guy. I thought that was a bad no call. But things are starting to kind of take shape. Bama and Tennessee are obviously top of the class right now. Don't sleep on A&M though. They're right there in the mix, as is Auburn. I know they just lost, but Auburn was 25 going in. But if you look record for record, I think they've got a shot to make it Sweet 16-ish at least. I'm not going full blown rose colored glass or crimson colored glasses here, but Bama's got a good team. But they run into a buzzsaw a couple weeks or last week with Oklahoma, so we'll see how they do against competition. I don't think they're really quite to the point where like Alabama football is, where they know they're going to get everybody's best, so they've got to raise their game and continue to play their best. That Oklahoma game was a rout, needless to say. So they lost that by 40, I think, or almost 40, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Bama Auburn game coming up
Very soon.
very soon.
Is it Saturday?
Saturday.
I'm
at
hearing
1 o'clock.
tickets. I'm hearing nosebleed seats, $600.
I wouldn't doubt
I
it.
went down that a bit. Is it?
It's at
Where's it
Auburn.
at? Is it at Auburn? Okay, at Neville.
I'm not paying that.
No.
Sorry. Got a nice TV.
Hey, you want to talk about tickets that are outrageous? So LeBron's getting ready to break the scoring record, and I'm hearing like $93,000 for a ticket to this game just to see him break the record. It's like, I think I'll save the money, buy a house with it, and just watch it on
Second
TV.
house.
Yeah,
A car.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's crazy, but it is a neat moment in sports history. That's some of those things you look at and say, well, these are things will never be broken. Well, this is one of those that is never going to be broken that is going to be broken. So
Sorry, Maze. I know you want to go to college, but I'm going to watch LeBron.
I'm going to go watch LeBron and the Jazz or wherever, or the Warriors or wherever it's at now. So
LeBron, the GOAT, yes or no?
we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
We
it
ain't
used
got
to be.
enough time.
I know it.
So, but going back to what you were saying, I think Texas A&M. I haven't got to watch a whole lot, but I think Texas A&M is a solid team.
Yeah.
Really, those, I'm an Auburn guy. I love Auburn, but you can tell the difference going from two big guys to one big guy.
Absolutely.
And it's been a huge factor. Of course, you also had two first-round NBA.
Right.
Right. Whenever you lose that type of talent, you're going to drop off some. So it's a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, it's also very real.
Right.
Where they're at right now. If their guard play is on, they're going to be hard to beat. But they're just not consistent enough to be able to beat.
They're getting there though. Like, okay, yeah, they hit a little bit of a roadblock with Tennessee this past week, but they're getting there. They're slowly getting better, which is what you want to see coming to the end of
This is true.
year.
Yeah.
So
Come March, that's whenever you want to be playing your best ball.
Right.
One of our big guys didn't make the trip yesterday. I don't know why. Dylan Cardwell.
but see, that game was like 48-52.
I was
something
at-
like that. It was
yeah.
crazy low score.
Yeah, I was at the indoor state track meet.
43.
40, like, they didn't
And I
break
pulled it up,
50.
and the halftime score was like 26-24 or 26-23, something like that. I thought, am I looking at this right?
I don't know if that was just a lot of defense or just really bad offense or what, but that's
It was 44-38 with like a little over 2 minutes left in the game.
yeah.
All right. A little report card here. Nate Oates, obviously an A+.
Yeah, he
got
just
a
got
big
an
raise.
extension.
What about our Coach Pearl? Is he well? Have we seen the best of Coach Pearl? Is he kind of settled into
I don't
to
think
this
that's
7-3 conference every year?
I
or-
don't think that's the case.
or
I
we-
think
is he going to be
Pearl-
back? Is he going to
it's-
get back to the Elite Eight?
He's going to replenish some talent lost. Obviously, that's Alabama's going to feel it after this year too. They're probably going to have three at least leave, three starters at least leave, maybe even more than that. I don't know, but you got to replenish, you got to replace, and then of course you can't get complacent as well. And I think that's kind of what happened to Alabama against Oklahoma, because they played a really bad game against Mississippi State even the night before they lost to Oklahoma, or the game before they lost to Oklahoma. So you can't get complacent that, okay, well, we're just going to win because of the name on the front of our jersey. And not saying that that Auburn is doing that, but they got to find a way to be consistent, but they've also got to find a way to replace the playmakers that they've lost.
One of the reasons I ask it, look where Kentucky is.
Well, Kentucky's still pretty dangerous though. They're starting to
Yeah,
play some
but
pretty good ball.
How many
You
times have they
can't
been
count
here?
them off. Oh,
They're not.
yeah.
They used to ride this right here
Yeah.
all the time. They were at the top.
Well, there's a lot of talk about Calipari being kind
Is he
of
done?
I
He
don't
might be
know.
getting complacent.
He might be getting more done than not. I mean, what does he make, $10-12 million a year to get Kentucky to the Sweet 16, and that's all he can do.
Mm-hmm.
One national championship, a couple Final Four appearances. I mean, people in Kentucky got to start saying, "Is this worth it? Like, can we go get somebody that's got a little more, that's hungrier than this guy?" You know, not saying Calipari's a bad coach, not saying he's a bad recruiter, but you know, if you're more hungry, you tend to do a little bit more. So, I mean, I think that's kind of
Well, how many years has he been there?
at least 10.
Yeah.
You know, of course, they had that debate whether Kentucky was a football school or a basketball school, and which was hilarious in my opinion. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. You know, there's a lot of talks about him maybe going to Texas. I think the Texas job is open early, so there's a lot of talk about
Well, he left Memphis right after the Derrick Rose year.
right. You know, because they made a run to the finals that year.
If they would have hit their free throws.
Yeah.
So that's Duke this year.
What's that?
Duke.
Duke's a little more than 500. I think Duke, North Carolina had a pretty good game last night. I don't know that, and that's the thing. You know, obviously the guy that's going to replace a legend is going to struggle no matter what. And maybe some of that shine comes off just a little bit of Duke being, you know, sure there's still going to be a blue blood, but you know maybe that shine comes off a little bit. Cause
You can
you've
still
got
ride the
somebody
name
else.
for a while.
Right.
And then people start turning the channel, right?
Right.
So,
You know, and I wonder if that's not what's kind of happened. You know, they kind of come back down just a little bit.
Well,
know.
and even North Carolina. I mean, you know, they started out the season at number 1, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And then you know they're
But see, I think a lot of that preseason stuff was based off last year
right,
as well.
right.
But yeah, they've kind of fell off. I think they're hovering about that top 25, you know, 20,
Yeah.
25, 30 range themselves. So
Which kind of goes back to what was Mickey said. You're normally seeing Duke and North
Right.
Carolina up there
Seeing
in
a
the
lot of
top
those blue
10,
bloods.
but they're just not there.
Kansas is a little bit on a downward spiral too. I think they lost 3 straight at one point. They lost to Kansas State, and they lost 3 straight at one point. I think they just lost yesterday too. I think Iowa State, I think, beat them. So
They beat Kansas State the other night when I watched it. But
well, the
that
first
was-
match they didn't because that started a 3-game skid because they were really highly ranked. So
Can I just
it's exciting. It's that time of year. It's exciting. It's right as March Madness is starting to ramp up. You're starting to see how the conference is going to play out. But you know, of course, you've got your conference tournament that's going to help with the seeding as well. Like UAB. UAB is probably not going to get that automatic bid. They're going to have to win the conference to get in.
did they
Not
win
a bad
yesterday?
team. They did win yesterday by 4, I believe.
We had a lot of Bulldogs at that game.
Yeah. I had a lot of the middle school guys. They went over and checked them out last night. So, but they did win.
Well, and I look a lot of times too, especially whenever I'm doing my bracket and different things like that, which I always don't do well at. But whenever it comes to your road records,
That's telling.
it's very telling
That's telling.
because you don't have home games in the tournament.
Not at all.
You know, so you might have some that are close to home,
Mm-hmm.
but and of course you got fans that travel, but it's still different. It's a different arena. It's not something that you're used to playing in, game out. And Bama being 71, along with their schedule as far as its difficulty and everything along those lines, I mean they're at 20-3 overall. That's huge. But then you go down here, and I was looking at Missouri. Missouri's 17-6, but then their conference record's 500, but then their road is like 2-4. So at one time I thought Missouri was going to make some noise,
Right.
and who knows if they get hot here at the end of the season, they might still can. But I think whenever you get past Kentucky on the list that we have here as far as the conference records and everything, once you get past Kentucky, I think you're going to. I don't know how many teams the SEC will actually get into the actual tournament this year.
Well, it's going to be based on how they do in the tournament, I think. You know, Florida's right below Kentucky in the standings right now. They can be hot and they can be cold. Arkansas, a lot of people expected a lot more out of Arkansas this year for a reason that hasn't gelled like they wanted it. I think one of their players is either out or he stepped away from basketball because they showed him in the stands the other day. Has kind of a weird situation there.
All right.
Is that correct?
I do not know about it.
Kid's last name's Black, I think. Anyway, he was in the stands at a Arkansas game the other day. So
Okay.
Alex, you got anything to add to this subject here before we move to the next one?
how's St. Louis doing?
How's
I
the
thought
Billikens?
about that today, Clint. What about those
Brandon,
Billikens, right?
Brandon, how's the Billikens doing? The Billikens.
I'm gonna bridge this to our last thing, and we're once again we're kind of over our allotted
Probably.
time, but maybe we're gonna be an hour and a half show, maybe
Yeah.
I don't know, but Y'all help me. And guys, I don't follow sports like you guys do, and I'll admit that. But is the NIL the same in basketball,
Yes.
and as well as the transfer portal?
Yes.
There's no differences as far
There's
as the
no
way
differences.
that's constructed.
It is what it is. Obviously, they just kind of changed the rules up of if you try to transfer a second time, I think they're going to start going back to that sit out 1 year. But I think you basically get one free transfer, no questions asked kind of thing. But yeah, NIL is the same way. Now, obviously, the money's not going to be near as much as it is in football for certain schools. But like, your Kentuckys, your North Carolinas, your Dukes, you're probably going to get, equal or maybe even a little bit more because they are the basketball blue bloods.
If you get that LeBron
Right.
future player, he's going to
Sure.
make some money. All right. NIL. It rubs me wrong. I don't know why. I felt like it was going to kill or change college sports forever.
And it has.
And I don't know if it being a good way or a bad way. I'm not sure. But I'm going to pay your coach compliment. I'm an Auburn fan. Auburn fan sitting here. Auburn fan sitting right there. I'm going to pay your coach compliment, your head coach, your head football coach, Nick Saban. He had a recruit he was looking at that was bargaining with Coach Saban for about $800,000
for NIL money.
And I think Coach Saban said, "Well, no, thank you."
Yeah, he basically said, "This is then that's not the place."
Now, I
this is not the
respect
place
that.
For you. Well, see, there was
I'm
another
not-
one too. There was another one
Yeah,
where he wanted
that's
his
right.
girlfriend to come to get into the
Yeah.
law school, and he said, "Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
going
all
to
of
do
a
that
sudden,
either."
we're at a
It's
bargaining
like
table. for
$1.3
recruits.
million between the two of them, and like you said, now we're at the bargaining table. Like this is not what it was supposed to be. That part of it's not what it's supposed to be. But now everybody's got these collectives. I see it on Facebook all the time. Hugh Freeze is on the Auburn collective, and Alabama's got their own collective, and I think Alabama's sponsored by NASCAR now. Like that's crazy.
that is
like they are
that's
literally
full circle, but
I saw it at the Alabama Arena Coleman Coliseum. They got the little video board on the goal, so when they show the goal, they can have the advertisers run. And NASCAR was one of the advertisers. That's crazy to me.
So NIL money is, it's unregulated, right? There's no
As of right now,
As of right now, it's not.
real hardline structure as to who can do what or whatever.
yeah. Well, I mean, look at the recruit from Florida that was supposed to get $13 million in NIL money.
Yeah.
He didn't. That money fell through. And I think he's only a 4-star. He's not like a Arch Manning style name coming in. And he's supposed to get $13 million in money, and they couldn't get the money. And now it's okay. Well, I want out. If I'm not going to get this money, I want out.
That's the part I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that,
It's
but
killing the sport.
for them to have some form of legislation over it, for it to be figured out how to be able to disperse those type of funds, of all the people to get, the United States government would not have been the one that I would have chosen. And I'm saying that on a blanket statement, Republican or Democrat. I would have not got them to
Yeah,
figure
we're
out.
bad with money.
So
There'll be more changes. There's got to be. 'Cause you gotta.
there's got to be. It's just
It's going to be like a salary cap in the NFL. They're going to have to cap it. Hey, this NIL thing can only have so much money, meaning you can give the one guy you want to have the most on your team. You give him the most, and then it structures down. It steps down, ladder system or something. I don't know, but something's going to have to give because,
Alex Farmer,
Sounds terrible.
are you in or out on that NIL or yet?
Actually, both.
Both.
Yeah. I'm not totally out.
I mean, maybe they need to get paid. I'm not completely against them getting
Structure
paid.
it,
But
you're
I don't
good
like
with it?
I don't like the way.
Yeah, they got to figure out something to structure it better. I wish they would change something in basketball where you had to stay longer. Kind of like
Yeah, I don't like the
football.
one and done.
Especially now. I mean,
Like if they're going to do one and done in college, they just need to let them go to the G League or go overseas and just be done with it. Don't even make it 2 years in college if you want to go that route, because I think there's a lot of people that could benefit from being in college for 2 years, but then or even 3. I don't know what the right answer is, but if you think you're good enough to go to the NBA in 1 year or one more year, either the NBA needs to open up the out of high school stuff again or force them to go to G League. That way it keeps within the system, the NBA system, or maybe even let them go overseas for a couple of years.
And that's what I was going to say. You could take that $93,000 LeBron James ticket and not pay your kids college tuition. As far as how to pay the players, guys and girls, whatever sport and everything like that. That again, structure would be a good thing on that. But speaking for someone who's had kids go through college, if you're going, say, the University of Alabama, and it's $75,000 a year, I mean, I don't know. I'm just
Sure.
figuring it out. Let's just say $100,000 a year
Right.
if you're at a private school or whatever. $400,000 to get your degree. That's a pretty good gig. If you're going to college to go to college to better your career all the way around, both the sport that you're playing as well as your future, whatever you're going to do whenever you get through
Right.
playing the sport, then so be it. But if you're going to go to college just so you can play a sport so that you can go on to the next level, I would almost just say, hey, we'd love to have you here, but you probably just need to go on to the G League or
Right.
the pre-NFL or whatever and do your thing there for the next 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
And then let us bring kids in that not only will take a pride in the school that they're playing for, but also the wherewithal to get the degree that they're actually trying to get in the first place.
And I think that's what's being destroyed by this NIL is people, and again, Alabama fan, Alabama football fan, Alabama basketball fan here, but I think that either being successful is killing the sport because you got kids that show up to Alabama to go to the NFL because it's a gateway.
Mhm.
That's it. That is what it is. Call it
Them,
a spade a
Georgia,
spade.
Ohio State,
Right.
Texas. I mean,
you want to go to the NFL, you can go to this school. Well, what if you don't like that school? What if you're not going to play as hard as you can for that school? What if you don't have that pride about that? You're missing that. And I think NIL is going to do the same thing, but for everybody else. I'm only coming to this school because they pay me the most money,
right.
or they offer me the most money, or whatever. That.
Yeah.
You lose that pride. That's why a lot of times, and I'll say it. Auburn always gives Alabama fits in football. All right.
Majority of their players are from Alabama.
Majority of their players from Alabama or Georgia, for that matter, and it means more to beat Alabama because they are bought into that Auburn program more than the Alabama players are. Because a lot of Alabama people or a lot of Alabama players don't consider Auburn necessarily be the rival. They want to play the number 1 or number 2 team. They ain't worried about the in-state guy. And that's when the in-state guy, they have more pride about them, and they'll fight harder for it, and they end up knocking off Alabama more times than not. So,
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, last bomb to drop, and we're done.
Okay.
So y'all have covered this NIL thing. Y'all diced it and sliced it and everything else. All right, are you ready for it to hit the high schools? Because Georgia, state of Georgia, has already got it going, right? It's coming.
There's not going to be enough people to be able to
No,
manage it.
there won't be.
So it's not going to happen. I mean, there's
No,
your
no.
prediction,
No,
or
it
you-
could happen.
It'll happen at that level.
Recruiting takes place in high school.
I don't think.
Nick told me that he went to a meeting this week where it was covered.
My understanding is right now the way that the legislative lingo for Alabama is that it can't happen not yet. They're going to have to change the way things are worded for it to happen. But right now it can't happen in Alabama. I mean, you're talking about a state that won't vote in a lottery. I doubt they're going to vote in high school NIL. But
Well, I didn't know if it
We'll
was put
see.
to a vote or if it was just decided in Montgomery.
I'm sure somebody's
Because
going to get
I-
their pockets lined in to get a yes
I
no
wasn't
vote.
sure
but-
the board. I need to dig in on that, and I will,
Yeah.
to see how Georgia got that to happen. But it's already happening in some of the bigger high schools, which is where a lot of these players come
Well,
from.
there's,
right?
I mean, again, call a spade here. There's a lot more money in that high school district in Georgia.
True.
So
Around
they're probably
Atlanta,
able to
anything in
push
the
it.
Atlanta footprint,
Right.
especially.
Well, even that South Georgia, that Valdosta district down there too.
Yeah,
I mean,
Colquitt County.
there's just a lot of big schools. I mean, there's schools in Georgia that have better, better facilities than like a Samford or a JSU. They got stadiums along those kind of lines. So
Okay,
money talks.
just warning you, it's coming. I
Well,
think
We'll
we're
see.
gonna be talking a lot more about it. I think.
We'll see.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
what you
Probably-
got? What you
probably
got
with
left?
some of them schools in Gadsden.
You think so? Oh yeah. That just hit me what he's talking about.
Read between the lines.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've actually the second time I've talked about that with someone today involved with that school. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much,
Appreciate you having me on here today,
to
man.
Mr. Calvin
you.
Bailey and Clint. Thank you, sir. Alex. Now, just to let the viewers know, and I think I covered this last week. we'll keep this same kind of rotation going. But sometimes life happens, and maybe you can't be here. You have an event with the church. You have family situations. Clint, either one of you guys, we're going to plug in and plug you out wherever it fits best. But this is kind of going to be we'll use this rotation for now, and you guys will be back in 2 weeks.
Cool. Sounds good.
So
Can you believe that? We thought me and you were the important ones on Dog Talk, and Jay leaves, and they just cancel the show.
I know.
We hadn't even talked about
The
that.
word "they" is incorrect.
Nick, we're talking about you.
Lay that squarely on the shoulders of Mr. N.W. Wilson. No, N.K. Wilson, excuse me. But anyway,
There you go.
you guys are welcome here. I'm glad to have you, whether it be Bulldog TV.
Will the
or-
pay be the same?
It will be the same.
No, it'll be a 3 times raise.
All right.
Make 3 times as much.
Appreciate
Maybe
the fellas
we'll
back
have
there in
some
the back
water
as
today.
well.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
that they do.
yeah.
I
You
want
guys
to
do
thank
a
our
great job.
supporting staff over there, guys. You guys have hung tough with us this week.
Looks
and I
like they're all
appreciate
still
that.
awake. That's
Yeah.
Still
good.
awake.
that's
we
great.
didn't trip. We didn't knock a table over. We didn't. We had one little snafu, but we're gonna find the responsible party for that, and we're gonna
Dock his pay.
dock his pay and all that. No, we're not. We appreciate it, and we'll be back here next week, and we look forward to our viewers coming back to see us again. Thank you, guys. See you next week.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.